North Korea is rapidly getting closer to Russia. In the meantime, there were many observations that it was becoming distant from China. But the numbers tell a completely different story. North Korea-China trade is actually becoming more active. What is going on?
According to NK News, a U.S. North Korea media outlet, the trade volume between North Korea and China in April 2024 was $222.1 million, or about 309 billion won in our currency. It decreased slightly from the previous month. But compared to the same period last year, it increased by a whopping 15%. For reference, it was about 278 billion won in April 2023 and about 270 billion won in April 2022. What is the key to this increase in trade? It is North Korea's increased imports. In April, North Korea imported $186.4 million, or about 259 billion won, worth of goods from China. Exports were about $35.7 million, or about 49.6 billion won, a slight increase from the previous month. But imports are still much higher. But isn't that strange? These days, North Korea is strengthening its military cooperation with Russia, and is even suspected of providing weapons for the Ukrainian war. In this situation, there was a prediction that it would become uncomfortable with China. And yet, is trade increasing? Peter Ward, a North Korean economy expert at the Sejong Institute, analyzed that even though North Korea is getting closer to Russia, it has not affected its ability to trade with China, its most important trading partner. In addition, he emphasized that the nearly 15% increase from the previous year is proof that economic relations are still strong. In fact, China has been consistently sending messages of support to North Korea. Earlier this month, in a joint statement following the summit between President Xi Jinping and President Putin, China even urged the world to stop sanctions against North Korea. The more the international community pressures North Korea, the closer its strategic cooperation with China can become. However, that does not mean that North Korea has completely opened its doors. Recently, ahead of the Pyongyang International Trade Fair, North Korea suddenly cancelled visa issuance to all foreign participants, including Chinese. The closed border control is still continuing after COVID-19. In other words, trade is increasing, but the door is closed. This is where North Korea's double standard is clearly revealed.
North Korea is getting closer to Russia, and even in that flow, the North Korea-China relationship is maintaining a close economic relationship. Although it may seem like there are cracks on the outside, there's still substantial transactions going on inside. It remains to be seen how the triangular relationship between these three countries will be reorganized in the future.